Good. It's your boy JTL opposite from the North 18. You know what I'm saying? Your boy JTL. So, back with another one. This is about Lil Nas X and Kevin Hart. They had some dialogue on this new episode. I think it's a new season because I believe LeBron James already had the shop talk. But, you know, it's a new episode. It's on HBO and they put out a clip. And shout out to Kevin Hart. God bless him. He made it through that car accident. Decent brother. So, on the clip, it shows Kevin Hart talking to Lil Nas X about him coming out, deciding to come out. And people are like tripping on him, you know what I'm saying? And I think people don't get certain things and certain talks. Like, people are already forming opinions before they even watch the clip. So Kevin Hart is getting, you know what I'm saying, they trying to step on his toes right now, and they don't even get the full thing. I got it, because I feel where he coming from. So Lil Nas X was talking about, he came out when he got to the top or the height of his career is because if he did it, he felt that if he did it beforehand, he just looking for attention. So right now is the best time for him to do it. So Kevin Hart was like, okay, and so what? You know what I'm saying? He was like, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I had to come out. And he was like, so what? You know what I'm saying? What, come out for what? What you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, basically shrugging off the naysayers. You know what I'm saying? Like, him, to me, he was saying, like, so what, man? You know what I'm saying? It's your business, and why should you be scrutinized or feel that you have to be scrutinized because you chose to come out that you gay? So a lot of people took it as he was saying, so what, man? Who cares that you gay, man? Man, so what, man? You gay. No, it wasn't like that. It was more so like, in this day and age, why should we have to make it such a big deal if somebody come out that they gay? You know what I'm saying? Why do people have to be treated this way that they have to be scared to live their truth? And which is what I think he said in another clip. But people took it as he was being homophobic. And I'm like, that's not homophobic. Homophobic would have been like, as soon as he said, matter of fact, the show wouldn't even got done. Because as soon as they would have said that we want Lil Nas X on it, homophobia would have been, oh, hell no, he gay. I ain't fucking with that motherfucker. Hell no, it's gay ass. Hell no. I don't want him on the show. That's homophobia. You know what I'm saying? Or the alleged meaning of it. You know what I'm saying? Because from what other people say, a form of phobia, homophobia is not in there. But, you know, I get what people saying when they meant it. So people is getting mad at Kevin Hart talking about, oh, he homophobic. And I feel Kevin Hart. I feel the same way. So what? That's that man's business. He shouldn't have to. Everybody that's gay, I don't feel like they should have to announce it. That's their personal business. You know what I'm saying? So why should they have to announce that they gay? They have to come out. I feel the same way. Like, why should you have to, oh, you know, I'm gay and hold a press conference? Why should you have to do that? You an adult, man. Do what you want to do. But at the same time, I can go ahead and let me move myself out the way. This brother right here at the bottom of the screen, Ryan Russell. He used to play for Dallas Cowboys. He played a couple of seasons with, you know what I'm saying, Tampa Bay Bucks. Tampa Bay Bucks, go Bucks. So he came out about it recently, a couple of days ago. Ryan Russell. And it was like, and I put him into the fold because he said something very interesting. He was saying how a while back, when he first got drafted or whatever, he was out with, you know, one of his I guess like his spouse or something like that. Male, you know what I'm saying? His spouse or whatever. And a blogger or somebody seen him and they was going to report the story. So he had to reach out to, this is, you know, his words basically. I'm paraphrasing, but this is basically his words. He was saying that he reached out to the blogger. He got them to understand, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, this is his personal business. He don't want to go about it like that. You know what I'm saying? Can you please respect his privacy? And, you know, the blogger did him a favor. But then he said something, and this is in the same article. He was like, he still felt, though, now that he thinks about it, that why should you have to do me a favor? Why should I have to tell you not to put my personal business out there and be ashamed of it? You know what I'm saying? Why should I have to? And I feel like, you know what? He right. This a grown damn man, regardless of who he date, what he do. That ain't, first of all, it ain't none of our damn business anyways. On some grown people shit. It ain't none of your business. I don't give a damn how you feel about gay people. I don't care how you feel about a different race, or, you know what I'm saying, being prejudiced towards women, being stereotypical and all of this crap. I don't care how you feel. Respect people. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect people. Because what's crazy nowadays, you disrespect somebody, you might not know who you disrespecting. So that's why people need to just respect people and respect their space. Now, I'm not going to front. Unless it's somebody that's, you know what I'm saying, that's like getting all in your personal space, trying to be all up in your business, you have no reason to disrespect somebody. You know what I'm saying? Then if somebody's intruding on you and your life and your personal space, then you have the right to put that to a stop and back them off. But I thought about what Ryan Russell said. Like, why should I have to ask you to cover for me? Why should I have to ask you to do me a favor? You know what I'm saying? And I feel him on that. Shouldn't have to ask you to do me a favor. Now, it's certain things that should be people's personal business, but if Ryan Russell was out on a date or whatever, and he got seen or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If somebody seen it, they seen it. But it's not one of those things that you really should feel like you need to hide. You know what I'm saying? It's personal business. You know what I'm saying? So I feel the same way with Lil Nas X, and I think that's what Kevin Hart was trying to say, was like, yo, it don't matter. It's your business, right? And then if you look at this is the reason why, because Lil Nas X also said, you know, if you come from the hood, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? People scrutinize you and all that for being gay. True. But this is the thing, we got to realize something. When they say that about the black community, let me give y'all a little history lesson. Back then, for the black community, right, and everything that black people was going through, just, you know, hear me out and run a marathon with me. Black people already had it bad enough that they were trying to make it seem like we was the worst creatures on earth. Even when we had our own communities, we had our own hospitals, businesses, schools, and banks, and all these great things, you know what I'm saying, we still was looked at terribly. So we tried to be more secluded because we was pushed into oppression. So we like, you know what, we don't want everybody in our business. This is family business, you know what I'm saying? This is how we got to move, because unfortunately the infrastructures just came against black people so much back in the days. You can look up and see the history and things that went on, and then it's like, so you got to move a certain way, keep certain things to yourself, because they can use this to tear us down. So of course, when black people would be looked at as they was gay and down low and all of that, they didn't want that stuff out into the community and out there as that perception, because they kept using it against us, saying that, oh, you know what I'm saying, the gays is a lot of black people more so than anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a lot of gay white people back then. It wasn't a lot of white people back then getting AIDS from it. You know what I'm saying? So black people kept that on the low. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like everything we did, we felt like somebody was trying to make us feel ashamed of ourselves. And you don't want all of that stuff out there, and then people bringing against you. And it's more stuff against black people. Oh, they ignorant, they stupid, they animals, they barbarians. You know what I'm saying? All this crazy stuff. So people be like, you know, be a little more private. So of course they looking at it like the gay thing is more so like, okay, it's not part of our community. But at the same time, you got to remember, even when people was committing crimes and doing that stuff, black people back then, you know, 50s and back in 60s, was like, yo, nah, we don't get down like that. Because they didn't want that perception to keep preceding them. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is what they is. As soon as you meet a black person, oh, he an animal, he a crook, he a gay, he got AIDS, he rob and kill, he a beast and all of this stuff. He's sexual, or they sexual. So that became another thing. So let's flip it from the gay thing, all right? They said the same thing with being criminals. Are we criminals? We be stealing stuff and snatching stuff from people soon as, you know what I'm saying, we get a chance. Or we killers and all of that. The worst things being said. So when that was going on, black people was like, nah, we not that way, man. They didn't want to be a part of it. It was not cool back in the days to be a criminal, to be a crook. It was not cool to be a drug dealer, a hood, or whatever. It was not cool. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't cool to have babies out of wedlock. It wasn't cool to you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why back in the days, crazy as it sound, they used to, hey, if you got pregnant at a young age, that girl got pregnant at a young age, they keep the baby and raise the baby as if that was their little sister or something like that, or cousin. Because they didn't want that perception to be true. So if you take it away from the gay thing, imagine every time that you looked at it in a certain light, and somebody using against you to make you feel ashamed. So that's why black people did a lot of that stuff. And I'm not saying that it's okay, but I am saying if you get an understanding of what these things were and why black people did what they did back then maybe you have a little more empathy, because everybody does this in their communities. It's just for us, since we were slaves, we just already was looked as the worst even when we got free. Even though we came from Africa, it was kings and queens and great people and stuff like that, and put into slavery. Then they start making the perception to other white people in this country and other countries that we was animals and we deserved it, and that's bullshit. We have great histories with the Moors and being, you know, saying pharaohs and kings and queens, but we think we slave and that's all we come from. So of course you would not want to be looked at as that way. I'm not okaying it, but I'm just trying to give y'all a little understanding. If you go back in history, do your research, you'll see why black people did what they did. So I understand Lil Nas X, understand what Ryan Russell was saying, you know what I'm saying? And I just wish people would understand certain people are not malice type people. Kevin Hart, if you look at it, he tries not to make his comedy too dirty, too confrontational, you know what I'm saying, too controversial and stuff like that. So it was a misunderstanding. So hopefully people watch the show and don't just judge off what you thought you knew or whatever, off one clip, off a 30-second clip. So this your boy JTL, Opposite from the Norm. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. I know it's gonna be some people that's gonna be like, man, F that, man. I feel like Dave Chappelle. Listen, we just having a grown conversation. It's not about that. It's just about people's personal lives. And if people gotta keep feeling like they gotta keep coming out that they're gay, then this is gonna keep going on versus people just being who they are. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, respect black people wanting to be, you know, have black families, black unity. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be respectful of all. Let's be respectful of people's personal life and personal space all around the board. So once again, it's your boy JTL, Opposite from the Norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, make sure you comment, and definitely make sure you subscribe, if this is your first time watching. You know what I'm saying? I get out, y'all.